Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Alright, so we got the big release of the new Flesh Eater Quartz. We got the Codex. We got Ushoran. We got a new box set. Bunch of cool stuff to take a look at. So let's jump right in. Alright, so right off the bat, we have the available while stocks last Flesh Eater Quartz limited edition Codex. So $90 for this Battletome. It is the limited edition one, and it's numbered 0 to 300, which is kind of weird to me. The cover itself is pretty cool. $90 is definitely expensive versus the $55 regular version. We got the gold edges, we got the little bookmark, all that cool stuff. Definitely nice quality piece and everything. I'm not sure that it's worth the extra money, but if this is your faction, if you're a collector, I could totally see it. It's hard for me to buy anything that's like collector's edition or limited towards the end of an edition, knowing there's only like a few months left. But if you're just going to put this on the shelf and collect it, and then you're going to have another book that you actually read and play with, or maybe you're just going to use the code out of the back of this and then just put it up forever, I can totally see it. It's just not for me. All right, and then we have the regular Battletome, $55 for that. I am kind of curious as to what Games Workshop is doing right now, though, because they released the limited box set, the Flesh Eater Quartz launch box, and that came with the book and then also the cards and everything too. And they've done that now a couple of factions like the Cities of Sigmar, and then they didn't actually release like the cards separately. So unless you bought that box set, you don't even have access to those cards at all, unless I'm mistaken and they snuck them in at some point in time, but I don't think they did. And then we have the White Dwarf, $4.97, $11 for that. That's got the new Combat Patrol in it. Very cool. And then we have from last week the Tomb King's dice, and then also the Kingdom of Bretonnia dice set. And then we have the limited edition Dawnbringer book 4. So very cool, $80 for this. It's limited edition. The regular book itself is $50, so it's another $30 on top of that. Again, you know it's going to be nice quality. It's got the gold edges. It's got the purple bookmark. Very cool, very nice quality. Definitely neat. But after what they did with 40K and the end of the edition and putting out those super limited books, and then they were basically useless like a month later, I have just been passing on all these, unfortunately. Had they been priced a little bit lower, or had Games Workshop not just literally burned me on all those 40K books, I would have picked all these up, but I've passed on all of them. And again, the same thing with the limited edition book. You're paying a bunch of extra money for a limited collector's item that you know is only going to be good for a couple more months. They release the rules for free, so I'm just using those. But that being said, don't get me wrong, this Dawnbringer book 4 will definitely sell out. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take. Then we have the new champion for the squats with mining laser. This is the Necromunda model. And then we have this new Fangs of the Blood Queen. So very cool box set right here. It's priced fairly reasonably at $110. The bats are $60. The dire wolves are $60. So right off the bat, if you're going to buy both those, it'd be $120. So you're getting Sekar for free, and then you're saving $10 by buying the bats and the wolves together. I think this is a great box set. I'm all about it. The Sekar model is awesome. Definitely a big fan. Again, they released her rules for free, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're not amazing. It's not going to break the game, but she has some cool abilities, and then she has some like what I consider to be like super fun narrative stuff. She has that randomized ability to do like a bunch or no mortal wounds. You don't really know what's going to happen, but there's going to be some games if you field her, if you run her enough times, where she does something like absolutely insane that is fun, and you'll be talking about like years from now. Those, in my opinion, are the best type of characters, the best type of abilities, the ones that don't break the game, but every once in a while do something spectacular. Because let's be real, I mean, it's all about like forging the narrative, and in the end, that's the stuff we remember, not the 90 regular games you play where the thing that's supposed to happen happens. No, you remember the one time where you roll double sixes, get a 12 against some Iron Jaws, and do like 8 or 9 mortal wounds to everybody within 6 inches and completely wipe out a horde of greenskins. That's the fun stuff. That's what I love. And honestly, the model is awesome. The rules are awesome. And this paint job is very cool as well. All right, so next we have these online-only characters. So this was the character from Jarian's Brigade, the box set, $35 for him. He's online only because he was released in that box set. Then we have the Varghulf Courtier, $45 for him. Again, came out in the Flesh Eater Quartz launch box set, so is now online only. And then the Abhorrant Gorewarden, same exact thing, $45, came out in the Flesh Eater Quartz box set. I don't love that Games Workshop is doing that. Actually, I really don't like it. I wish they would not do all this online only stuff, but I get it. They're trying to drive sales towards themselves. They're trying to reduce the discount that they give to people, and they're doing it to stuff you could have previously gotten in a big box set. So now you're incentivized to buy those big box sets. Makes perfect sense from a marketing perspective. Very cool models, all of them. All right, and then we see the other new characters. So we have the Abhorrant Cardinal, very, very cool character. Absolutely love this model, 38 bucks. Love the Games Workshop released Warcry rules for a lot of this stuff as well. They didn't mess around, they're already out, they're already free. Absolutely great, the Games Workshop has given us so much free rules. Next we have Grand Justice Gormayne, again, another really cool model. Definitely gory, fits the name. And if you're not into like the whole body horror thing or something like that, I totally get that this range is just not for you. 40 bucks for Gormayne, name character, makes sense, I guess. It's hard to justify a single foot soldier being $40, but I mean, at this point in time, we're used to it from Games Workshop. And then we have the Royal Decapitator, 35 bucks. Cool model, 35 bucks is just crazy though. And then we have the actual Cryptguard. So very cool new models. They are in 10s, as I suspected. The previous iteration of these guys, just the regular old ghouls, is a different data sheet, but you did used to get 20 of them for like the same price. So this definitely feels like a pretty big price hike. It is a completely different unit. They are new models. They are really nice models, but it's hard not to feel bad about 10 guys for 50 bucks when very similar models in the past were 20 for like 50. All right, and now is the most exciting part for me. Ushoran, the Mortarch of Delusion, 115 bucks for this chunky boy. I absolutely cannot wait to get a hold of him. I've got him on pre-order. I'm super excited about painting him. I already watched Games Workshop's video on painting him. I love how their model looks. I'm going to go for something similar to this. Just an absolutely beautiful model. Really nice rules. He's big, he's chunky, he hits hard, he's tough, he's durable. He's a great centerpiece for the army. He's a very good buffing character on top of being a just absolute beat stick. Just everything about him is awesome. The model is beautiful. The paint job is absolutely amazing. I'm loving the fade. I'm loving all the details, all the different textures. The lore is beautiful. Here we get our first little look at the sprues. Games Workshop absolutely killing it on the like biggest tactical rock ever. Just really, really nice looking model. Just no complaints here. Everything amazing about Ushoran. All the weight finally paying off. 115 bucks. Right around what I was expecting price tag wise. Would have loved to see him in a big discount box set, but obviously Flesh of the Court's already got theirs. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. All right, and then we got a couple of the Tomb Kings and Bretonnian Old World dice and stuff like that left behind. All right, and then we have the non-limited edition Dawnbringer Book 4, 50 bucks for that. Great rules, some new detachments, a bunch of like cool stuff in here. And then we see the Flesh of the Court's dice set. So 16 dice in this set, 32 bucks for them, $2 a die. They're pretty cool. I like them. They're very legible. They're a neat design and everything like that. Not sure if they're going to be limited, but they probably will sell out because they look nice. And the price point at 32 versus 42 is definitely a thing. And then moving along here, we just see like all of the temporarily out of stock online only stuff. This was like all the Forge World stuff that was delayed in the United States. I do want to apologize for like mentioning that some of these models like held up nicely. Not realizing that these were just the delayed brand new models. So it does make sense why the brand new models hold up nicely after not being around for 30 years. Yeah, so that was pretty funny. I'm blaming it on being sick, but very cool. Appreciate you guys pointing that out in the comment section. So yeah, very exciting. Definitely a big release week here if you're a Flesh Eater Courts fan. I know the hype has been a little bit lackluster. A lot of people were hyped for Ushoran like I was and Sekar and the new box and everything. Some people hyped for the Dawnbringer book. But, you know, it's not a 40K release, so I'm not surprised to see that there was a little less excitement than you might expect. If you are after either of the limited edition books, I wouldn't mess around. Those will probably sell out relatively quickly. Also, I would imagine this Fangs of the Blood Queen box, it's a pretty good deal overall, and it is first grab at this new model. Sekar is a nice model. Bats and wolves are popular in the faction, and most of these box sets that were decently priced and also had a new model and also were a good value sold out pretty quickly. So if you're after any of those models or books that are limited, that's probably the only stuff you really got to worry about selling out. Ushoran, obviously a beautiful model, obviously a lot of excitement behind him, but he's part of the range. He's not being sold at a discount. So you're probably not going to miss him. And if you do, I'm sure some online retailer or somewhere else is going to have him. So let me know what you're most excited about, what you're going to be picking up. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the video. If you're after any of these items, check out the link in the description to save 15% on all Games Workshop products, free shipping in the United States. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be painting up some Flesh Eater Courts, and I cannot wait. And I'm out of here.